Joining me now is radar scientist Kathleen Jones with NASA, who's here to talk about Delta X and the studies that they're doing to find out how land is lost and gained in river deltas.
Yeah, so Delta X is one of NASA's Earth Venture suborbital missions. The goal of Delta X is to study how land is lost or gained in low-lying deltas around the world, and in particular in the Mississippi River Delta. That's where we're doing our study. The X in Delta X is for exchange. It's about the exchange of sediment and water between rivers and wetlands, and about how that exchange mediates whether land builds or land is lost.
Are we losing more wetlands than gaining?
Right now we are, yes. And Delta X is actually kind of interesting because we're studying an area of the Mississippi River Delta where you have one basin that's gaining land quite nicely, and right next to it you have a basin that's losing land. And these are the same climate, they're subject to the same forces from the Gulf, climate-wise, same weather essentially, but one is gaining land and one is losing land. So it's like a perfect, controlled experiment for determining why that's happening.
So with them being right next to each other, does it solely have to just deal with the vegetation and the sediment input?
In a wetland, you can get these little tiny channels that move water into the interior. And in one part, the part that's growing, you tend to have more of those little tiny channels moving water into the interior. And so it's bringing sediment into the interior so that you don't, basically lose land from the inside as well as from the margins. If you understand the processes that cause land to be lost, and you understand the processes that permit you to retain land or even build land, then you can design projects that, help you to build land instead of losing it.